morning. Today I'm going to be scything some hay. Well, I've chased the chickens out of the garden. The gate was open because the wind was blowing really hard yesterday. Wow. The wind has blown in from the north. That means cooler weather. That means I can do some scything of the grass today. I'm not very good at scything, and I don't really have the greatest scythes in the world, but the grass is getting really long, and I need to do something about it. What I'm doing here is switching out the blades. I took off this blade that I made myself last year in an attempt to get something much sharper and much lighter weight than what I had, based on what I saw online called a European style scythe. The only problem is I broke its back. It wasn't quite strong enough. So I'm going to be saving up for a European style scythe, which is essentially built the same way as a straight razor. It's hammered so extremely thin that you almost don't even have to put any effort in. However, I don't have one of those that works, and I realize that it's more difficult to build than I thought it was. I may try it again, given that the blades themselves are about $90. So I'm going to use my old American style blade, which I've put on. This is wrought iron instead of cold hammered, and it is about 5 times heavier, and it will never ever get as sharp no matter what I do. This is like a razor already, just from pounding it, and it's soft steel. This is very hard. Alright, I've got the tougher blade installed, but first I have to sharpen it. You know, this blade is hardened steel, as are all of the American style blades that I've ever bought. So it's extremely hard to sharpen. But it does hold the edge quite a while. I think it's just as hard as this file is. Okay, if you've never sharpened hardened steel before, then I don't think you can quite appreciate how long this is taking. Now you might be saying I should be going slow and steady like this. Well, it doesn't work for hardened steel. It only works for cold steel. So if I had a European style blade that was the type that is peened or hammered sharp, and then just lightly deburred once in a while with a stone, then yes, that would work. Unfortunately, this has taken me quite some time, and this is one that I have already sharpened from last year. I'm just trying to get it a little sharper. And yeah, it's difficult. But if it's not sharp enough to cut you very, very quickly, can you even see me? If it's not sharp enough to cut you really easily, then it's not sharp enough to cut grass really easily. So I'm going to keep on going with this. Wow, it's been about 20 minutes of sharpening, and it's, I don't know if you can hear that. It's tough to tell how sharp it is on camera, but it's still not ready. But it's as sharp as most pocket knives I have, so that's pretty good. It should be razor sharp, but I don't have another 3 hours to sharpen it. So I think it's good for now. Well, the most immediate need is the front orchard. The grass has gotten quite tall here, so I'm going to start out with an easy job. I'd say my only complaint is that these handles keep on moving. Maybe someday I'll fix this or buy a new snap. It's not perfect, it's not like a mown lawn or anything, but I have been doing the job. It's not too difficult. I would say that the absolute most important thing is to have it just about as razor sharp as possible. The other thing is the technique. Well, I just looked at the footage that I just took, and I want to say that that was an example of bad technique. You could see how I was arcing. I was lifting up the blade at the beginning and also at the end. And so I'm basically like scooping out a grass shape like this, almost like a ditch. What I should be doing is twisting my whole body around from one side to the other without ever lifting the blade at all, beginning or end. That's essentially just wasted energy. And doesn't make for a really flat mowed lawn either. So I'm going to try this again and see if I can improve. I'm not sure if that's an improvement or not. Well, I'll say this. The more I try to keep it flat, and I try to get used to a rhythm while keeping it flat, definitely the less energy I'm using. Although I'm still very out of breath. That is a workout, no matter what you do. By the way, the temperature right now is about 50 degrees, and I'd say you don't want to try scything in any warmer weather than this. I missed a lot of hay last year because it was just too darn hot. If it's 90 degrees outside, you're just out of luck. Well, I've got a lot more work to do just on this one little area, this orchard grass. And I'm already really tired. Obviously, I'm no pro, but I'm getting my technique down. I know I need a sharper blade. I know I need to improve my technique, and I need to fix those handles. I think half my energy is going to just keeping those locked into place by pulling them together with my arms. Anyway, so some improvements can be made, both by me and by the blade. I'm gonna keep at it. Well, thanks for joining me. Again, I'm not the greatest at scything, but it is fun. It's a good workout, and it does eventually cut the grass. I'm gonna go work on this blade and on these handles. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you later. Bye. Some red raspberries. Yay, now they can enjoy the sunshine.